Hello again, everybody. Okay, now we're going to take our tube. I bought this from Tractor Supply. It's a 400/480-8. It's an 8-inch rim. They only had one left. I was lucky today when I went to get this. So what you're going to do is your rim down here has the hole in it to accept the valve. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you want to take your tube and place it so the valve is like upside down. So when you stuff it into the inner part of the rim, well, it's actually the outer part of the rim, this will line up with the hole and it won't kink or anything. It'll slide through really easy. Easier said than done. Okay. So what we want to do is you want to find the hole in the rim here and try to tuck the tube in as close as you can to where the hole in the rim is. Once again, easier said than done. You want to get your tube in without kinking the tube. You want to lay it in there as flat as you can. If you're not lined up with the hole for the tire valve, you could always spin the tube once it's in there to line it up with the hole. Yeah, of course it's nowhere near it, so we're going to have to try to spin this around when we get to that point. Back is it? It's right around there. We try to do this one without cursing, putting it together. Okay, we're pretty lined up. I don't know if you're going to see it, but here's the hole, here's the valve. Now we're going to stick the valve right through that hole. I went right through it. Nice. Okay. My valve core remover, it has 4 different ends on it. And then it has an end over here where you can screw it onto the valve. This way, when you're putting it together, the valve won't shoot inside the tire. Because if that happens after you put it together, you have to take it back apart again. You're screwed. Make sure your tire tube is tucked in there really good. Because when you put the inner part of the rim on, here, you don't want the tube to get pinched in between the inner and the outer part of the tube. You see? Now we're ready to pop this on. That's pretty straight. They're easy to do, but the problem is getting everything apart because everything is so rusty. Because like I said before on the first video about this, everything's 50, 60 years old. And they sat out in the rain for years. People just leave them outside. I went crazy with that build. As soon as I get this tire together, I'll show you around what I did. If we have time. I don't want this video to go too long. And now we can tighten everything up and it's done, and then we're going to air it up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the air chuck, and we're going to get a needle nose pliers because we're going to hold the valve while we put the air in once again so the valve doesn't get sucked into the tire. Here, take this off. I'm gonna go grab the tire gauge. I'm probably gonna put like 10 pounds in there. That keeps the tires a little soft. Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. Now we're at it. We'll get some air in there first, and then we'll check it with the gauge. See, I can still push this valve in, because we don't have enough air in the tire yet. I better put my glasses on. Not for safety, because I can't see. Okay, it's 15 pounds in there now. I always put a little extra air in there, this way your tube will seat in there. Now just take some air out. I would say that's good enough. Then we'll put our tire cap back on. I guess we'll use this new one here. Tires are all dry rot, but so were the rest. But with the tube in there, I never ever had a problem. Everything's done. Everything's sealed. Valve is out. I don't know if you watched the videos on this tractor. It had bent handle. This right handle here with the levers on it here was bent, and I had another one. And so of course I had to strip it down and paint it. And I don't like orange. I mean, I like orange, but everything on these tractors are orange. It seems like when they put these tractors together, all they did was put everything together and just spray everything orange. Magneto, everything. Everything's orange. So to break it up, I did this red, which I'm not... It's alright, it's growing on me. I wasn't too crazy about it. I don't know. I was going to do black, and then I figured, let me just do something different. And then after I did the handles, I said, well, the starter looks pretty rusty, so let me do the starter. I sanded it down and just threw a couple of coats of black paint on there. Then I turned around and looked at it, and I said, well, the air filter housing, it looks horrible. So I took the air cleaner housing off. I scuffed up the paint. The paint was pretty, it wasn't pitted, in other words. I just sanded it down a little bit, and then I just painted that also. And then I said to myself, well, this engine is pretty dirty. So what I did was I degreased it, and I was surprised how good it came out. I have this real strong stuff I use on all the engines on all the machines when I'm building them and stuff. And it's orange, of course. It's going to stay orange, and I'm not really going to do anything more with it. What I plan on doing with this one here is I'm going to just use it in the yard for now. It hasn't gained my trust yet because I've only had it together about a month or so. So I got the 61 here that I've been using since I got this tractor in 1986. It looked like it came out of the bottom of the ocean, but I took time 4 years ago. What I did was I stripped it all down and stripped everything down to bare metal, primed it, and painted it. And I used paint cans. I used Rust-Oleum, and I was surprised. I didn't think the paint job would last this long, but it's lasting. Of course, I keep it waxed and everything. I try to keep everything nice. I mean, the way this L8 looked, I could not show up on the job with this thing looking like that. So, I think we're going to do a quick startup on it so you can hear it run. I'll choke it, I'll turn the gas on. The gas is on. I'll give it a little throttle. We'll just start it up. The wheels are off the ground. This is the one with the 10-to-1 piston in it. No, 10 over. What do you mean 10-to-1? It's a 10 over piston in there. This is the one I had the problem with. The bottom end was locked up. It's all on my previous videos. And like I said, the guy I got this from decided to give me the other one, which is under the tarp there. I was going to do a startup today. I haven't started up in about a month and a half. I only ran it once. So between the two, I was able to use the bottom end from that. Went over there, put it on this one. Then I put the top end from this one on with the piston. And that was it. And whatever else I did that I don't remember. A lot had to be done. It's hours and hours. Like I said, this one had the leaky gas tank, and I fixed that with the JB weld. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.